Okay, so this is a review
Because you started it
yesterday,
yesterday.
but I
Yeah.
don't know when. This is just the morning we're looking at the great course. And, if you're enamored of Milton Friedman, Paul Volcker, Alan Greenspan, I don't think anyone is a Ben Bernanke, not even himself. But these dudes that were running the American economy into the ground started roughly 1981 with Ronald Reagan. I think Volcker actually, Reagan might have inherited him. But, don't expect glowing reviews for these idiots. There were people who brought us 2008 and Donald Trump and unrest in the Middle East and refugee crises and all sorts of stuff. Other people are responsible for some of those things, but
Yes.
okay, just right.
Fine. It's just that the Saskatoons
Oh,
that
I thought
used for
your
this
finger was
smoothie-
bleeding, but that was just a seed from
Yes.
there.
The
Yeah.
Saskatoons
word.
are, these ones have big seeds,
Hmm?
and it annoys me, so I take them out.
Yeah.
And I will plant them.
I was a bit worried. Okay, so this is just a preliminary review. It's like a preview, not a review. Now, I was going to review this yesterday, but we ran out of battery juice. A Frenny. So this is one of your books, right? Brand
Yeah,
new.
it's one of the ones I didn't care for. That's why it's not in a box. I was just going to throw it away. So all my good stuff is boxed up
Yeah.
for the past almost decade because I was moving. And then I wasn't. So, but I have a lot around here that I didn't care for. So that's one of them.
Yeah. So I think it's part of a set. There's annuals. I don't know if you have the annual thing that goes with it, and there's another one too. Bulbs, and they have a guide for roses, something like that. So, I actually, like I'm deferring to your greater knowledge. Like you've got a better knowledge of what else is available.
Yes.
And
There's a lot
much better.
available. There's a lot of people interested in gardening, and so it just doesn't cut the mustard.
Yeah. See, I found it useful, but then I'm just a movie novice or something like that. So, it does have some pretty good pictures. Line drawings are a little bit small, and then it has some information about, including the line drawings, about the stuff that's in there. There's a little less than 400 perennials and things like that. It's got the Latin names and so on and so forth. It has a little thing on pests. Didn't find Donald Trump in here. I expected to see a big, ugly face with a big hairstyle there, but pests and diseases. So, and then it has a fairly good glossary. A little short, I'd say, but pretty good glossary. Definition of loam, soil. So, and I've gone through the glossary 3 times. I've gone through the pests twice, trying to find out.
Okay, well, while you're going through René Lévesque, I'm going to look through and remember why I didn't like this.
Well, I'm trusting you.
I can probably figure it out while you're.
Okay, so this thing I just finished recently, or it's René Lévesque by Daniel Poliquin, and it's in French actually, and surprisingly, it is not a hagiography, how to pronounce it. I've read René Lévesque's own little autobiography, and it's appalling. It starts out with his genealogy to show that he's pure laine, pure wool. His ancestry goes back to the beginnings and stuff like that. Kind of I wouldn't call it racist. I just call it nationalist. And it's I don't like nationalism, and I don't like nationalists, frankly. And I don't like René Lévesque that much. There were way worse, of course, like Jacques Parizeau. Oh, Jacques Parizeau. How could I make that mistake? The guy who was so worried about l'argent et le vote ethnique. In other words, the ethnic vote and art money. And I'm afraid some of that was code for Jews. Yeah. So, Jacques Parizeau. Anyway, this is a pretty good book. It gives you some of the information. It's a little slim and stuff like that, and like I say, it's kind of it makes it a little bit of fun of René Lévesque and the bishop. I think that's what Lévesque means in French and stuff like that. So this one is actually comes recommended. This one already, I've read the book, right? Money and Bank. It comes recommended, but understand, that's just the basic sort of stuff that's given to you, and you're going to have to draw some conclusions to actually come up with some stuff that's worthwhile. The stuff that this guy's espousing, as far as I'm concerned, belongs on the dust heap of history, or in the dustbin of history, however you want to translate that. But and Pauline's going to get the definitive judgment on this. I defer to her much greater knowledge and experience.
I remember why I didn't like this one. So, if you were reading here about the plants, you notice there's no zone listed. There's all sorts of, there's a page reference, so you can go back to here for the zone.
Yeah.
But the
you
person
actually
who
have to go to the text.
put this
and
together,
the pictures.
yes, exactly. So in the pictures, they'll have it arranged. They have it arranged basically by color of flower,
Yeah.
and that's
It's
a lot.
relatively standard.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that, and I don't have a problem with the pictures. They're good.
Yeah.
And you have the name, you have the Latin, whatever. And then there's information here: full sun, dry, blooms in spring, blooms in summer, whatever, moist soil, this sort of thing. But it doesn't have the zone, and the most important thing is the zone.
Yeah.
If you're going to grow somewhere,
Exactly.
unless you happen to be in a zone 7 or 8 area, because the flowers listed here, there could be some in zone 7, some in zone 8, and it's, unless you're there, you're looking at this and you're going, oh, that looks great, and then you go back and you go, oh,
Yeah.
zone 7.
Same problem with their chart. Like at the beginning of the color section, they've got charts, right? It's a nice color chart, but they don't have zone in it, I don't think, right? You'll see.
Well, they have zone here.
Oh, they do have the zone.
Yeah.
There we go. So they do have it there. So they have the zone in 2 different places. So.
Yeah.
And they have this separated by color,
Yeah.
and actually they've got the chart set up pretty well, because if you ever notice with charts like that, you always lose track of what's in a column, but they've actually got them color coded, so you can actually go down. So I actually went through all of that.
I don't have a problem with that either, but for here, I don't care if it says, like, why do they have in the dry, full sun, moist soil, whatever, here with the picture?
And
that
don't
can
have
be
the
back
zone.
here, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have the zone.
Yeah.
And-
So that does seem.
Yeah. And it's actually, I mean, it may seem thick to you.
Well, what I was saying is there's 400, and I should have said that doesn't seem like a lot.
No. Because this person, I mean, whoever was putting this together, were people. This is zone 7, 8, and below. That's huge amount of plants. So the way this isn't much.
Yeah. No, it struck me as being a little bit, just a little thin on the ground. This is where it's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
You'd expect 1,000 or something like that, or more.
Yeah. I mean, I know quite a few just from this area. If I could pile on if I lived in a zone 8, I could pile on a bunch. Yeah. I have a bit of a headache today. And as I
It's the same one every
It's the
time.
same one. I'm a little concerned about it, but
Mm.
it seems to only happen when I drink caffeine or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get kind of like an ab reaction. Caffeine doesn't matter if it's coffee. It seems like tea
Yeah,
sometimes.
any kind of. Mm-hmm.
I don't think chocolate affects it.
Well, we'll
It
see.
doesn't.
I haven't been eating chocolate for this
So
COVID time.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, probably not recommended. I don't know if they're publishing it. This thing was published 1986. I don't know if you can get it used cheapo, half price at, like for 25 cents. I would, like I think it'd probably be worth
I don't know.
it. It depends on what you want to junk your bookshelves with. Things like that. So anything you want to talk about in terms of politics?
Today's bread didn't turn out.
It's
Every
kinda-
time
it
I've
looks
tried
like
to make,
islands now.
yeah,
It looks pretty good. And
Every
I'll just
time
put
I've
some
tried
fish
to
on those.
make like this time I put in it was working out really well. I was putting in the barley flour and apple sauce stuff from the juicer. And what else did I stick in there? I put a little bit of spelt in and teff
Hmm.
and yeast and a little bit of honey. But then I stuck in some almond flour because it was going really well, and I thought, I wonder if I can. No, every time I put in the ground almonds,
It kind of
falls
makes it a
apart,
little bit.
just crumbles. So
Dries it out.
I don't know, it doesn't go together at all. Yeah, even when I thought for sure it was going to be okay because it seemed okay. As soon as I put that in, no. So
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'll eat one. It'll go well with this pale tuna in pieces. I'm reading the French there. It's in water as well, so it won't be that good. Like we come to expect from oysters or sardines, things like that. So it's going to be a bit of an adventure. I don't know if I heard anything wild and crazy on the news. There was, Germany. Germany handled the COVID stuff pretty well, right? Didn't really affect their economy the way it has in the United States or Canada. And they didn't have the infection rate in the United States or Italy. I don't know about Canada. I should really check that out. But they opened up their school already, right? And they're having trouble.
really, and they didn't have problems like here. So what do we expect is going to happen?
We'll see. We'll see if Jason Kenney can pull it out, Yep. Jason Kenney. Incompetent. Stupid. It's what I've come to expect of the Conservatives. And of course he's a partial populist, it's not strictly speaking the Conservative Party. It's rolled over with the Wild Rose Party, which is populist. So it's a pretty nasty party. Now, apparently, in something like that in Ontario, Doug Ford, he's kind of knuckled under to the Conservative the ruling class.
That's our last can of tuna.
Well, there we go. I'm going to have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
At any rate, I call Conservatives the ruling reptile party. Yeah, ruling reptiles, I think of things like dinosaurs and stuff like that. So maybe there's a bit of a pun there or something like that.
We still have a few things around from our food bank days, and that was one of them. I hung on to that for you.
Yeah, well, that's it'll be
A
good.
little treat.
Yeah, maybe we were saying a little bit like a treat. Tuna is a little bit of a hard sell for me, but what the heck? I guess it's healthy.
You were wanting tuna yesterday,
I know.
weren't you? So I thought you wanted today. I should have asked you. You didn't want it today.
Oh, I did want it. bit of a hard sell. I'm eating it more. I say, you know, because of like presume it itself, vitamin D in it or whatever.
I don't think so. There's
Well-
a lot of heavy metals in it.
Yeah, well, there'll be. One of the troubles is you're eating anything nowadays. You've got to balance off health with whatever kind of crazy stuff is gotten in it, you know. So I don't know. A lot might depend on what sort of challenges the person has. Like if the person eats vitamin D, maybe it'll be good for them. Okay.
I can get Paris up. Clean that off.
That's good. I think she'll appreciate it. A little bit of tuna still there.
Well, yeah, I didn't have anything else.
Okay. There we go. I think we fit that in before the batteries kicked up.